Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idle Angels video, and today we have the weekly events, and on top of that we do have a new angel coming up to the game, and that is the angel representing the Leo sign. But of course it's a DPS angel with nice execute. Sadly, it is not that good in my opinion for a newer player. Of course, if you are just starting the game, it is going to be nice to have it, but I don't believe that it's going to be that good to max out and use as a first DPS. But I will get into that very soon. There are quite new events that are happening and some changes to the current events that I would like to share about with you. And with time, we will see how free to play friendly those events are. But let's get back to the Leo. In order to unlock it, I think you will need to be level 60 in order to have creator Befall event unlocked, and then on the first day of logging you will be getting the MR based angel Leo. Now, why did I say that she's not that great for a newer account? So there are different ways that you can deal damage with your DPS, and the issue with Leo is that she is doing basic attack and her whole damage relies on her basic attack. With that being said, it means that you will need quite good support, sustainability, and good gems. So you will need also a lot of gear in order to be able to buff Leo attack enough to complete PvE. When it comes to her PvE kit, from the videos that I have been seeing shared on the Discord channel, I do believe that she's doing okay damage and she could be completing PvE dungeons, which was quite impressive because we have seen basic attack angels struggle with PvE in the past, but I guess with Leo they did it nicely. The main reason why people might be hyped about Leo is for PvP, because essentially what this angel does is she locks herself with the angel on the same position in the enemy lineup and basically challenges it to 1v1, in which they will be trying to fight off with each other until one of the two dies. So there goes that. But once again, this DPS seems that it really needs a really good build-up support lineup in order to be used. So if you are a newer player, please keep that in mind and go for the skip, in my opinion. Or if you really like her, maybe into the future, like a few months when you start building your supports, and then you will be able to go for Leo. But definitely as a first DPS angel or without any supports, I do not recommend building her. With that being said, Creator Sanctum is something you definitely want to complete for her in order to get your 10 blue scrolls. After which there are two different challenges that you need to do to get your additional rewards. The first one is the Divinity Trial. Over here you can see on the rewards you will be getting some blue scrolls, which is always very nice. And then the other one is onto Daily and Dreamland. You will be able to challenge this gate on top of the other gates. Your goal is to reach at least the stage 10 to get those blue and red scrolls, with of course the opportunity to go for the endless mode, because the endless mode, once the event ends, depending on where you rank up, where you end up on the ranking, you will be getting some blue scrolls as well. So regarding Leo, that will be it. I will try to make a video regarding how to build her quite soon, just in case that there are people wondering about how to build her and really want to build her. But once again, please do try to make the proper and right decision for your account when it comes to building Leo. On the Star Wish, we have a new skin for the Poseidon that you could be buying, and you could also be getting this complete set, which will give you a border banner for chat, the skin that is, sorry, this is the animated profile picture, and then this is the soul brand of that, which is I think it changes the effect of her skill during battle. Souvenir card is something nice to grab if you are willing to spend money. This is a good package to grab. And then we have the Star and Moon, which is for free-to-play players, a bit of blue scrolls, and for the pay-to-win players or the players that prefer to pay some money, it is nice to grab this one as well. In my opinion, it is good blue scrolls return for the money that you spend. The Starlight Gala, we do have the Leo Starlight, so the effect is now new. Of course, if you want this one, you can claim it. It is Leo themed. I did claim the Leo exclusive because this is my zodiac sign, but once again, feel free to wait out for the others or next year to claim the border and the chat bubble. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter if it's your zodiac sign or not. Whichever you really enjoy and like, this should be the one that you pick. And then we have the time space Havoc once again. It seems like time space Havoc will be changed, but the same as last time. What I mean by that is Havoc used to be in one way, and the last Havoc that we got was changed with the Zodiac Calamity. In my opinion, it is a bit better than the previous one, so definitely a W for the developers to be changing those. But the big change that happened this Havoc is now we have a UR Angel selection chest. It costs 30,000 points. If I'm not mistaken, as a free-to-play player, you should go around 26,000 points if you go to the endless mode. But what I'm going to try and do is I will save all of my crystals. I won't be spending any of them, and I will see how many of those gems you can get if you push to progress 600, because in my opinion, it's a very big deal if you can get this UR chest as a free-to-play player, because this chest should be equal to around 140 blue scrolls, and you cannot get 140 blue scrolls in any other way as a free-to-play that fast. Also, this will unlock the potential to build the old SSR Plus Angels as a free-to-play. Yes, it will take you like 3 or 4 Havocs in order to get the UR chest, but still, in my opinion, it will be very nice if we can start grabbing this UR chest instead of those 30 blue scrolls that we get over here. Again, this is only if you are going to go for the SSR Plus Angels that need the UR and UR Plus shards. After that, we have the Gift of Stars. So we have the Astral Keys, and if you are here during the anniversary, if you remember on the event of anniversary, we were able to get one grand prize for free. Sadly, this is not the case now. Why? Because on anniversary it was a 14-day event, and now it's only a 7-day event, and you need 10 days in order to get the grand prize. With that being said, you cannot even get the Destiny Essence because for some reason they made it 75 instead of 70 points. So as a free-to-play player, I have no idea what you can even grab. Probably just some energy crystals, or the moderate chest will be something that you're going to grab. But in my opinion, this is a very bad event. They should lower at least the Destiny Essence to 70 in order to make it so as a free-to-play player we can get one buckle of those essence potions. The rebates are changed, and we know that we are not getting the Ocean Party anymore, but on top of that we are receiving UR Plus and UR Angel selection chests as options to be grabbing for free. I did the calculation, and in order to get the UR or UR plus chests, you will need to do either 800 or 1000 summons, which will allow you to grab a UR or UR plus selection chest. Why is that amazing? Because if you calculate it in terms of blue scrolls, so you know, in order to get the UR plus chest, you need 6,000 of those, right? And you get 300 in order to get 3 blues. So if we do that, it's 20 times. So you can get 60 blue scrolls, or you can get a UR plus chest, which is worth around 180 blue scrolls. In my opinion, it is very, very good to know that we can get UR and UR plus scrolls, and now it will make more sense to calculate when can you reach 800 summon points. You may not really need the 1000 summon points, depending on how often you log in to claim your daily rewards, because on those you will be getting the star sigil, star dust, and also how much of the quick combat you use. But we'll see by the end of this event how many you can get. But definitely you will need the 800 summon points in order to go for the chest. That will be the minimum. With that being said, now it will be good to save more blues before starting to summon. So far what we used to say is that practically the best amount of summon will be up to 600, because those are the nice rebates that you get for the blue scrolls, and then above 600 for Incarnation, Reborn, or for the Wish Pool, it's not that good. It is changed. Now it's definitely around 800 in order to be able to grab those UR and UR plus chests. But we talked about the events, we talked about the new angel. Now let's see what else is available for us to summon. We have Nemesis, Poseidon, Idon, and Prometheus. I will start with Prometheus. This is a DPS angel that is glass cannon, and you definitely won't need to have on your lineup. If you like her, feel free to build her and to use her in your lineup. But if you are trying to compete, then definitely don't bother with Prometheus at all. Idon is a support that if you are going for PvP, you need Incarnation level 3. If you are going for PvE, you need MR5. With that being said, for the PvE, there are some stages where you can swap out Idon for other angels, but overall she is very, very good for PvE and for PvP as well. Poseidon is something that you definitely need for PvE at Incarnation level 4 and MR1, but if you are going for the PvP aspect of the game, in my opinion, you need to max her out and put her on position 1 instead of a Pandora position 1, because this will allow your team to remove some debuffs, get some nice power-ups, and also prevent the enemy from gaining willpower in order to cast Incarnation skills. Then we have the Nemesis. Nemesis is the DPS angel that many people chose, because when she was presented to us in the game for the first time, she was the best DPS angel in the game. Now she has to compete with, in my opinion, with Perseus, with Aquarius, and with Anubis. So there are 4 DPSs that you cannot go wrong with building them, but it is still Nemesis taking the spot for a newer account, because she just have a nice way to survive during the PvP aspects of the game, and she has enough damage to clear the PvE. Of course, with Aquarius you will be stronger in the main dungeon, and then if you have fully built lineups, you will be dealing more damage for PvP as well. With Anubis, you will find Havoc to be easier. So every single DPS has their plus signs and minus signs, but overall Nemesis is a good choice to go for when we are talking about a TPS. Keep in mind though, it's wish pool, so you can use your wish pool coupons, but the rebates are worse than Incarnation Reborn. So in my opinion, I don't like to summon during the wish pool unless I have wish pool coupons. And I like to wait for the Incarnation Reborn events in order to summon for the angel that I want. With that being said, the Incarnation Reborn event now presents Hera, Ra, Apollo, Freya, and Pandora. So for this week, Ra and Freya, in my opinion, are definitely a skip for now. So Ra received her engraving, and we know that she's not that good at the moment. So definitely you can skip her out. Freya is a good DPS, but she started falling out because the MR based angels are cheaper and provide the same damage and clear PvE way easier compared to Freya. But we know that engravings are coming into the game, so we expect Freya to be back on the leaderboard once her engraving shows up. Of course, it will take time, but at some point she will get it. When it comes to a Polo, she is a DPS angel that does not have her engraving, and I'm really not sure how I feel about her because I haven't checked her out. Not many people have built her, so if you are a newer player or even an older player but not sure how to feel about Apollo, I must say that I don't have genuinely the knowledge how good Apollo is, but I do have the feeling that not many players are using it, and if some are using it, it's probably some whales that tried to see how good Apollo is. Hera is a very good support. With that being said, Hera is the one of the best supports for PvE, but can be replaced by Fuxi. If you are newer account that still hasn't built up the supports, I do suggest going for Fuxi because that is an MR based angel and it will be cheaper. But if you are looking into building Hera on top of Fuxi, that is not a mistake. And in my opinion, at some point, everyone should be looking forward to maxing out a Hera for their account because she's just incredibly good for PvE and for PvP. And also you can use Fuxi in one lineup and Hera in another lineup. And Pandora, lastly, being said. Also, I forgot to say about Hera, the UR and UR plus stages, you will definitely want to build during a weekend sale event because that's when you get 2 shards per 10 summons for the UR and UR plus. So in my opinion, be careful when you are summoning for Hera because you might waste a lot of blue scrolls if you are not doing it on weekend sale. Pandora, incredibly good for PvP, probably one of the best crowd control units for the amount of blues that you need to spend for her. She works in Incarnation 1 and MR1, but of course she will shine with MR5 and Incarnation level 5. With that being said, she will be buffing your team holy damage and also be providing a death evasion with MR5, which is very nice. But of course, this is only if you want to focus for the PvP aspect of the game, because for PvE she is useful and you can use her, but she's definitely not a must-have or own in order to complete the PvE stages. Make sure to collect the scrolls from the luck rebates if you summon. The Divinity Store is always going to be blue scrolls bought out first, and then training with the Divinity Pack is just some additional blue scrolls. Sorry, not blue scrolls, but some additional rewards that you are going to be claiming for free. Then we have the Eudomon hunting. On event quest, you complete quests in order to get arrows. With those arrows, you start shooting some monsters in order to gain those hunting points. And from the shop, we are always going to buy elemental stones, no matter what. This is the highest priority of an item that you want to get. And then from the Eudomon's preview, in my opinion, the Elemental Aegis is the first one that you need to grab, with second could be the one that provides you Incarnation power, because most of the DPSs use Incarnation power, so this is probably the second one that you will want to grab. Then we have desert treasures. You get pickaxes and bombs, and with that you are just going to be digging some dirt in order to accumulate points. the fastest and best way to accumulate points is to never use a pickaxe on a diamond, and whenever you have two diamonds near each other, you can use a bomb in order to break them off. On top of that, you will see those magma pieces, and those magma pieces will either break everything from the top to bottom or from the left to right. So what I do is I try to make sure that there are no blocks being broken around those magma ones, and then I break it in order to get more points. So every block being dug out is 1 point. To break a diamond, you need 2 pickaxes, but it provides you only 1 point. That is why it is better to go around the diamond and in order to get more points instead of breaking the diamonds itself. And if you get a boss fight, make sure to click on the boss fight and do it before breaking any other of the blocks. On the event shop, in my opinion, it's good to grab the summer breeze with the afternoon rose at least once. But before that, you need to get the blue scrolls. So blue scrolls, then you get summer breeze, afternoon rose, and then, in my opinion, epic miracle card in order to start unlocking those extra miracle cards. Stellar quest is over. Then we have the limited summon, which is 1 free blue scroll. And then lastly, the lost sanctuary. Always top row is being bought. Then you are going to be claiming the keys for the different challenges. After which you can see here on the rewards that for level 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 and 50 you are getting blue scrolls. Your goal is to always end up on a level that provides you blue scrolls, with, in my opinion, the best way to do the event is around 650 keys. You use them to reach level 30, and at level 30 you stop, after which whenever you get another 650 keys, you do the event and get to level 30. With that being said, this is going to be it for the weekly video. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to put them down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the videos that I make, please do like them, and also feel free to subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.